What's up, everybody? It's your guy Q, the movie collector, here again, back with another video. This time, we're going to do a review on a classic that just released. Um, if you're familiar with the big craze that's been going on in the past month or so, there's been like a big boom of Clint Eastwood movies. And there was three that Warner Brothers had actually dropped. New 4K remasters of three classical Clint Eastwood movies. The one I'm going to talk about today is probably one of my favorites from Clint Eastwood, and it's the only one now of the series I've actually seen. And we're talking about Dirty Harry. Now, I opted to get the steelbook of this release because I like Dirty Harry than the other. I like Dirty Harry a little bit more than the other two. It holds a huge significance to a lot of people, especially around the time period that it came out in. You got to remember a lot of action films at the time were a lot of the, I want to say a lot of the cop chase influenced 70s era type of films. And, you know, your hero character of the movies, they were portrayed a little bit different. This one, pretty much, you know, with the character, had little to say, but did a lot more with action. And that's the character that Clint Eastwood portrays in here. So he plays as a cop who has a nickname of Dirty Harry, mainly because he takes on probably the jobs that most guys won't take on, such as like rescuing someone from being suicidal, to basically stopping bank robberies and such. In the movie, it starts off with pretty much of a bang, literally. He's put on the task to find this serial killer that's been sniping a lot of its victims from afar. And in the midst of doing all of this, he stops a bank robbery in progress, which is pretty cool because it lets off one of the most quotable lines in movie history. Do you feel lucky, punk? Well, do you? I probably got that wrong, but yeah, you know what I mean. So then it goes on. He's still following the trails of this serial killer, which the serial killer is portrayed by Andrew Robinson, which a lot of people know him from Cobra. He's known as the police chief in Cobra, but he's also known as the dad in Hellraiser. So that's what, at least where I know him the most from, is being the dad in Hellraiser. But yeah, so he plays a very psychotic serial killer that has no remorse, and eventually he leaves about these letters stating that he wants a large lump sum of money, and he puts Clint Eastwood on a chase to try to find him. And the movie is action packed. There's not like a moment in this movie that slows down at all. And the ending of the movie, he quotes the line again, but this time he actually follows through with it. Well, not follows through, but the guy tempts him pretty much. So, but yeah. So this movie also, it was a lot of the future action stars' favorite film to look back on when they were portraying a character. Like, you think of movies like Commando, you think of movies like Rambo, you think of things like that. They've gotten their whole agenda from the character that Clint Eastwood portrays in this film, and it shows. I mean, even throughout the special features, when they're talking about this movie, I mean, you can see the cultural impact that this movie had. But I'm probably more shocked than anything else that I haven't seen the rest of these films. And now I'm just sitting here wondering whether or not if I'm going to go and get the others that I haven't seen, or just wait for them to come on the 4K, because Warner Brothers has a strong track record of releasing the very first entry and then later on down the road putting the rest of them on 4K. So, but with that being said, the special features. So this thing came pretty packed. I'll show you guys here. If you guys want to pause it and check it out. They loaded this bad boy down with a lot of special features. I mean, 5 featurettes, Generations and Dirty Harry, Lensing Justice, the cinematography of Dirty Harry, American Masters, career retrospective, Clint Eastwood, Out of the Shadows, Dirty Harry's Way, and Dirty Harry, the original. And then you also get 2 documentaries as well. I think one of them is actually a pretty old documentary. From what I saw, it looked pretty dated. That was Clint Eastwood, The Man from El Paso. And then you also get Clint Eastwood, A Cinematic Legacy, Fight for Justice. That one was really good. I watched that one, and then I also watched Generations and Dirty Harry. Both of those are really good special features. So Warner Brothers pretty much emptied the clip when it came to putting special features on this thing. Whether they're new or old, they gave us a little bit of everything with this. But I definitely recommend, if you do pick this up, check out those featurettes. They're pretty informative. Now let's get into the transfer. So the transfer, in my honest opinion, is probably going to be one of those we're going to be talking about at the end of the year. They actually did this in Dolby Vision, HDR, as well as HDR10. No, I take that back. They didn't do Dolby Vision. They did HDR10 only, no Dolby Vision. So sorry about that. Had to remember. But the movie looked fantastic. I went back and I watched, because I don't own the Blu-ray or DVD of the original film. I went back and I watched the trailer, and I watched some clips on YouTube of how the Blu-ray actually looked. Man, this blows that out of the water. I'll even go as far as to say, like, I haven't seen the other 2, but I'm pretty more than confident that the other 2 Eastwood films, they're going to look fantastic. And let me not get started on this. So this is a teaser alert. This is coming soon, which I've heard really fantastic stuff about this. I'm starting to get to the point where this is actually starting to become the year of the really great transfers. There's a few reviews I've got in the pipeline that I've seen movies of recently, and man, everybody's coming with their A game. Not just the boutique labels, but also the studio labels. I mean, Warner Brothers, you did a fantastic job on this. And also the audio. Now, this audio on here, you've got the original theatrical track on here, which is an added bonus, because I read somewhere that Warner Brothers is starting to do that with a lot of their older releases that they're re-releasing now. They're putting the original theatrical track on these releases, and I think that is awesome. That is awesome for someone that's really and truly into the sound. I listened to a little bit of the original theatrical track on here, and it sounded beautiful. But what really blew my mind was the new Dolby Atmos track that they have for this. Guys, I will tell you this. If you have Dolby Atmos, definitely use that when watching this film. It sounded fantastic. I actually kind of did somewhat of a reference video on my Instagram page, so feel free to follow me and check it out. But the scene when they're on the rooftops having the shootout, that sounded amazing. Like the gunshots, they had a lot of punch to it. You can hear the ricochets hitting off different things, and it didn't sound artificial. Now, in the past, Warner Brothers has done remasters of the audio, and you could tell they've done some artificial stuff. I'm looking at you, Batman 89. But this one sounded authentic and true to the movie. I don't know what magic they pulled off, but it sounded fantastic. But yeah, so Dirty Harry from Warner Brothers, whether you get the steelbook or the slipcover, the standard slipcover, or the UK big box set that they have of this movie. Definitely pick this up. This is worth the cop. I would say don't even wait for a sale, because even with the standard, you're getting all this stuff I talked about in the standard release, which is beautiful. I love that Warner Brothers is doing that. I wish everyone else followed suit with it. But yeah, definitely pick this up. This is worth the pickup, 1000%. Like I said, the standards, I think it's somewhere around like 24 or 26 bucks. But yeah, pick it up, Dirty Harry. And that's my video for today. So if you guys really enjoyed, still like my videos and whatnot, please like, comment, subscribe below. I would definitely appreciate that. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.